Hey there, whoever's out there picking up this signal. This is Haven 12, coming to your live. If you're hearing my voice, take a second to let that sink in if you're not out there alone. We're here, scratching and clawing to keep going. In this messed up world, and we're not giving up. My name's Clara, and I'm talking to you, because I believe you're still fighting too. Wherever you are right now, maybe huddled in the ruins of some old shop, tucked away in a creaky farmhouse, or trudging through endless woods looking for a safe spot, I want you to know we're rooting for you. We're in this together, even. If it's just through this crackly radio wave, the world's gone to hell, hasn't it? A sickness swept through, turned people into those shambling, hungry things. Cities that used to buzz with lights and noise are now just piles of rubble and memories. Places where kids played and folks laughed are battlegrounds now, overrun by those creatures with their empty stares. But here in Haven 12, we're holding on. We've got walls not fancy, but they stand. We've got good people, tough ones who've decided we're not done yet. This place isn't some shiny paradise. Some days we're scraping by on half-empty stomachs and patched-up clothes, but it's ours. We built it because we had to, because giving up isn't who we are, if this is. Your first time catching our signal. Welcome. You didn't just stumble onto this by dumb luck. You're here because you've got grit, because you're still pushing forward when everything's trying to drag you down. And to the folks who've been with us for a while, you know how it goes. Stay sharp, keep your eyes open, and don't forget you've got people out here who care. This broadcast is for all of you. It's a promise that even when the nights are long and the days are brutal, we're still human. We're still here, banged up but not beaten. Let's talk about how we got here. When that plague hit, it was like a wildfire. It burned through everything. Towns, cities, whole countries. Nobody was ready. Phones went dead, governments fell apart, and chaos took over. But you're still standing. You face things that'd break most people, monsters that used to be neighbors, friends, family, and you're still going. That's not nothing. That's everything. You're proof we've got something those creatures don't spark. A stubborn heart that won't quit. Why do I keep doing this? Sitting here talking into the dark, not even sure if anyone's listening. Because of you. Because I believe someone out there needs to hear this. Maybe you're scared. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're wondering if it's worth it. I'm here to tell you it is. My words might just be a voice on a radio, but they're also a hand reaching out, saying you're not alone. Keep going. If I can help one person make it through one more day, that's enough for me. Right now, things around Haven 12 are getting dicey. Those shamblers have been creeping closer lately. Our scouts say they're moving in bigger groups, like they're drawn to something. We've seen this before, but it's heavier now. More of them. We're not sitting still, though. We've been reinforcing our fences, rigging up traps, and doubling our patrols. It's tough, but we've handled it before. If you're close enough to hear this, and you can make the trip, come to us. The road won't be a picnic. Nothing is these days, but we've got a place for you. Bring anything you can carry. Canned food, bandages, clean water. But more than that, bring yourself. Every person who shows up makes us stronger. Your hands, your courage, your story, it all matters. This isn't just about staying alive. It's about holding on to who we are. Those things out there, they don't think, they don't feel. But we do. We're scared sometimes, and that's okay. That fear means we've still got something to lose, people we love, dreams we're not ready to let go of. It's what makes us different. It's why we keep fighting. If you're out there, feeling like you can't do this anymore, I get it. There are days when it's too heavy, when you just want to lie down and let it all go. But don't. You're carrying more than just yourself. You're carrying everyone who didn't make it, everyone who's still hoping. You're carrying the future. Stick with me for the next hour or so. I'll share what's happening here at Haven 12, pass along some tricks we've learned to stay alive, and read out messages from other folks out there who've made it through. This isn't just a broadcast. It's a lifeline, a way to remind you that we're all connected, no matter how far apart we are. So hold tight, keep listening, and know that we're here, fighting for you, just like you're fighting for us. If you're out there, hanging on by a thread, wondering if there's any point to all this, let me tell you something. Your fight matters. Every morning you wake up, every mile you walk, every time you pick yourself up after a fall, you're spitting in the face of this broken world. You're stronger than you feel right now, I promise. You're not just surviving. You're proving that we're not done, that humanity's still got a pulse. As long as this signal's buzzing through the air, you've got a friend out here. Someone who believes in you. So stick with me, okay? We've got a lot to talk about, and I'm not going anywhere. All right, folks, it's time to catch you up on what's been going down at Haven 12. I'm not gonna lie, the past few weeks have been rough, maybe the hardest we've had since we first staked out this place. But we're still here, still standing, still fighting. Let me walk you through the good, the bad, and the messy life inside our walls. First, let's talk about how we keep the monsters out. Haven 12 is surrounded by a barrier we've cobbled together from old car parts, steel beams, and whatever else we could scavenge. It's not pretty, but it's tough, built to hold back a swarm of those shamblers. Over the last month, we've been pouring everything we've got into making it stronger. We've added extra layers of barricades, thick piles of tires stuffed, with dirt and sharpened rebar sticking out like porcupine quills. We've also set up watchtowers at every corner, just rickety platforms really, but they give us a clear view of the land around us. Up there, our lookouts take shifts day and night, clutching binoculars and old bells we use as alarms. If trouble's coming, we'll see it. And if those things break through, we've got fallback spots inside tight, fortified corners of the compound where we can hunker down while our fighters push back. It's not a perfect system, but it's kept us alive. We're always planning, always tinkering, because out here, you don't survive by hoping for the best, you survive by being ready. Now, let's talk about the heart of Haven 12, our people. Right now, we've got 142 souls calling this place home. That number shifts. Sometimes we get new faces stumbling in. Sometimes we lose someone, and it hurts every time. Our crew is a mix of everybody you can imagine. We've got a librarian who's now our best gardener, a mechanic who keeps our generators humming, a nurse who patches us up, and even a retired firefighter who's teaching kids how to swing a bat at shambler skulls. Everybody's got a job, whether it's weeding the potato patch, fixing busted tools, or walking the perimeter with a spear. That mix of skills is what keeps us going, but it's not easy. Feeding this many people is a constant struggle. We've got a few garden beds that give us tomatoes and greens, but it's barely a dent in what we need. Water's rationed, and every drop counts. New folks are a gift. They bring new hands, new ideas, but they also mean more mouths to feed. We're stretched thin, and some days it feels like we're one bad week away from running out. To keep us going, we've been sending out scavenging crews to nearby towns. Those trips are no joke. The shamblers are getting bolder, moving in bigger packs, and every run feels riskier than the last. Just last week, one of our teams barely made it back after a close call in an old grocery store. They brought back some canned beans and a few bottles of aspirin, but it cost them a sprained ankle and a whole lot of nerves. We're learning too. Be smarter, to move quieter, but there's only so much you can do when the world's crawling with those things. Speaking of trouble, let me tell you about a scare we had a few nights ago. It was just after dusk, and one of our patrols spotted a group of shamblers coming from the east, maybe a dozen at first. We've handled small groups before, so we didn't panic. But then more kept coming, pouring out of the trees like a flood. By the time they hit our outer fence, there were at least 50 of them, groaning and clawing at the barricades. We don't. No, it pulled them our way. Maybe they smelled us. Maybe it was just bad luck. The alarm went off, a clanging bell that woke the whole compound. Everyone who could hold a weapon was out, their kids as young as 15, folks who'd never fought before. We used what we had, bows we'd made from old PVC pipes, spears whittled from chair legs, and a couple of rusty pistols we saved for emergencies. It was chaos, all shouting and sweat and fear, but we held the line. The shamblers battered the east wall hard, left it sagging in places, and we're still patching it up. Worse, we lost Mara, one of our sharpest scouts. She went down swinging, and took 3 of those things with her. Losing her hit us like a punch to the gut, but it also lit a fire under us. We're not letting her sacrifice be for nothing. Inside the walls, things aren't always smooth either. Running a place like this is a balancing act. We've got a council of 5 folks who make the big calls, and let me tell you, they don't always agree. Some of them, like Javier, think we should hunker down, focus on strengthening the walls, and keep our heads low. Others, like Aisha, say we need to take risks, send bigger teams out to raid for supplies, or even look for other groups of survivors. Those debates can get loud, voices bouncing off the walls of our meeting room. Last week, they argued for hours over whether to use our last batch of nails to fix the wall or build more garden beds. It's frustrating, but it's also proof that people here care. They're fighting for this place, for each other, even when they don't see eye to eye through all this. What keeps me going is knowing you're out there listening. You're part of this, whether you're 10 miles away or 100. Every choice we make, every wall we build, it's for you too. So keep fighting, keep moving, and if you can, make your way to Haven 12. We'll be here, ready to welcome you, because together we're unstoppable, you know, even when things get heated. Here at Haven 12, it's because everyone's heart is in the right place. The folks on our council might butt heads, shouting over what's best for us, but they all want the same thing, a safe home, a future worth fighting for. Those arguments, though, they're wearing people down. You can see it in the way folks drag their feet, the way conversations turn sharp over a shared bowl of soup. When every choice feels like life or death, it's hard to keep spirits high. One big question splitting us is whether to spread out. Our little patch of heaven is packed with tight families doubling up in rooms, kids sleeping in hallways. Some say we need to claim more ground, maybe take over the old school a mile out. But stepping into new territory means stepping into trouble. There's shamblers out there, maybe worse, and we'd be stretching ourselves thin. It's a risky bet, and half the council thinks we'd be safer staying put, reinforcing what we've got. The other half says we'll choke if we don't grow. No one's got an easy answer, and those uncertainties are like a cloud hanging over us, but even in the tough times, there are moments that pull us back together, remind us why we keep going. Just the other day, a bunch of our kids put on a little show in the middle of the compound. They dragged out some crates for a stage and acted out the story of how Heaven 12 came to be, how the first folks found this place, fought off a pack of shamblers, and started building. It wasn't fancy, just some wobbly lines and giggles when someone forgot their part, but the whole place lit up. People clapped, laughed, even sang an old song together afterward. For a few minutes, we weren't just survivors. We were a family, sharing something real. It was like a deep breath after holding it in too long. Another thing keeping us going is our medical crew. They're absolute wizards, working miracles with next to nothing. We've got no fancy hospital, just a couple of rooms with cots and some scavenged supplies. But they've figured out how to make do. They've been brewing up salves from wild herbs to fight infections, stitching wounds with thread pulled from old clothes. They even rigged a contraption to clean water using gravel and charred wood, nothing short of genius. Last week, they saved a kid who came in with a fever that could have taken him. The way they never give up, even when the odds are stacked against them. It's like a spark that keeps the rest of us hopeful. Looking ahead, we've got our work cut out for us. That east wall, the one that took a beating in the last attack, needs serious repairs. We're scavenging every spare plank and nail to shore it up, because we know those shamblers will be back. They always are. Then there's the supply problem. We're running low on everything. Food, bandages, you name it. Our scouts spotted an old distribution center a few miles west, probably packed with canned goods and maybe even tools. But getting there's no walk in the park. It's deep in shambler territory, and we need a solid plan to pull it off without losing anyone. On top of that, we've got to fix this gloom hanging over the compound. The council's setting up a big meeting soon, open to everyone. They want to hear what people think about the expansion, about supplies, about everything. It's not just talk. It's about making sure everyone feels like they've got a say. When we listen to each other, we're stronger. To all of you out there, picking up this signal. I hope you hear this. Haven 12 isn't just a bunch of walls and people. It's proof we can still build something, even in this mess. We're battered. Sure, but we're not broken. If you're alone, scared, or just tired of running, know that we're here, waiting for you. Make your way to us if you can. We'll open the gates, share what we've got, and stand with you against whatever's coming. Together, we're tougher than the worst this world can throw at us. Now, let's get practical, because surviving out there is no joke. Every move you make could be the difference between seeing tomorrow and becoming one of those things. I want to share some tips we've learned the hard way, stuff to help you stay alive and stay human. First up, finding a safe place to hole up is everything. You need a spot that's easy to defend, but not a trap. Think small buildings, old gas stations, storage sheds, places with 1 or 2 ways in and out. Sturdy walls are great, but make sure you've got a back door or a window you can slip through if things go bad. Caves or overhangs in the woods can work too, especially if the entrance is tight enough to block off. Before you settle in, check every nook and cranny for shamblers. They love hiding in shadows, and you don't want a surprise in the middle of the night. Once you're sure it's clear, make it your own. Push heavy stuffed desks, shelves against doors and windows, but leave yourself an escape path. Rig up some early warnings outside. Tie empty cans to a rope or scatter gravel that'll crunch underfoot. If you're desperate and need a fire, keep it small and vent the smoke. A single spark in the wrong place can choke you faster than a shambler can. Bite. Next, let's talk about staying off the radar. Those creatures aren't bright, but they're drawn to noise and movement like moths to a flame. Keep quiet, whisper, don't shout. Walk soft, maybe wrap your boots in cloth to dull the sound. Make sure your gear's tied down tight. A loose buckle jangling can give you away. Stick to traveling when the light's low, like just before sunrise or as the sun's setting. Broad daylight makes you a target for shamblers and worse there. Are people out there who aren't friendly? But pitch black is no good either. You'll trip over roots or walk right into a pack of those things. Move slow, stay low, and always have a hiding spot in mind. A ditch, a dumpster, anything to duck into if you hear trouble coming. These tricks won't make you invincible, but they'll tilt the odds in your favor. Keep listening and dial. Share more ways to stay one step ahead of the chaos. Hey, it's Clara, still here at Haven 12, talking to you through the static. When you're out there, dodging shamblers and scraping by, timing your moves is everything. The best time to travel is when the world's caught in that soft, gray light right as the sun's peeking up or just slipping down. It's bright enough to see where you're going, but dim enough to keep you from standing out like a target. You blend into the shadows, harder to spot for anything or anyone looking for trouble. So let's talk about keeping yourself alive, step by step, with the stuff you need to make it through another day. First, let's focus on gathering what keeps you going. Water, food, medicine, and something to protect yourself with. Waters. At the top of the list, because without it, you're done in a few days, no question. Check abandoned places, corner stores, houses, even old vending machines for bottled water. But don't just crack it open and chug. Look for leaks, weird smells, or cloudy liquid. If you're pulling from a creek or puddle, don't trust it. Raw. Boil it over a fire for a good 5 minutes to kill anything nasty. If you've got no fire, a cloth filter can catch the big stuff, but it's not perfect. Keep a bottle or two on you at all times, because you never know when you'll find more. Food's next, and you want stuff that lasts. Canned soup, bags of rice, or dried lentils are gold. They don't spoil fast and they fill you up. Skip anything that looks puffed up, smells off, or has mold creeping in. When you're poking through a house, check the obvious spots like the kitchen, but don't sleep on hidden stashes. People used to tuck food in basements, under floorboards, or behind bookshelves. If you're out in the wild, learn what grows around you. Dandelions, clover, or cattails can be safe, but only if you're sure. One wrong berry can end you faster than a shambler. Study up if you can, maybe from an old foraging book. If you find one, medicine's a lifesaver, literally. A cut can kill you out here if it festers. Stock up on bandages, rubbing alcohol, or anything to clean a wound. Painkillers, antibiotics, even basic stuff like tweezers or scissors can make a huge difference. Pharmacies are a good bet, but they're often picked clean or booby-trapped by other survivors. Be ready for trouble checking for tripwires or noisemakers before you step in. If you find a clinic, grab what you can carry, but don't linger. Every second you're exposed is a second something could go wrong. For protection, you don't need an arsenal, but you need something. A solid crowbar, a bat, or a sharpened machete is perfect. They don't jam or run dry. If you're lucky enough to find a gun, make sure you know how to aim it. Bullets are rare, and every shot's a dinner bell for shamblers. Stick to quiet weapons when you can. Whatever you choose, keep it close, and practice swinging or stabbing, so you're not fumbling when it counts. When you're scavenging, the biggest mistake is thinking you're safe just because it's quiet. That's when you get sloppy and sloppy gets you dead. Before you step into a building, circle it, peek through windows, listen for shuffling or groans. Inside, check every closet. Under every bed shamblers can squeeze into tight spots. Don't trust a body on the ground unless its head's gone. Poke it with a stick if you have to. Another trap is carrying too much. You might want to haul every can you find, but a heavy bag slows you down. Pack light enough for 3 or 4 days, and use a backpack with good straps to keep it balanced. Desperation can push you to do dumb things, like barging into a place with no way out or taking on a pack of shamblers solo. If your gut's screaming that something's off, listen. Back off, find another way. Your instincts are your best friend out there. If you're with a group, you've got a better shot, but it takes work to make it click. Everyone needs a job. One person keeps watch while others sleep. Another handles food. Someone else tracks. The map. Come up with hand signals to talk without making noise. A raised fist for stop. A wave for move forward. Trust is the glue that holds you together, but don't be naive. Make sure everyone's pitching in, sharing the load. If someone's slacking or hogging supplies, call it out calmly but firm. A group that doesn't pull together falls apart fast. If you're on your own, the silence can mess with your head. Loneliness is a slow poison, making you doubt yourself, making you careless. Keep your mind busy. Talk to yourself, hum a tune, or scratch your thoughts into a notebook if you've got one. Remind yourself why you're still going. Maybe it's a promise you made, a place you want to find, or just plain stubbornness. You're not as alone as you feel. This broadcast, my voice, it's proof there are others out there, fighting just like you. Staying healthy isn't just about patching up cuts. Your head's got to stay strong too. Take a minute each day to breathe deep, to think about something good, a memory of a sunny day, a laugh with someone you loved. Don't let the people you've lost drag you down, but don't shove them away either. They're part of why you're still here. Physically, watch for infection. A bite or deep scratch from a shambler is a death sentence. No sugarcoating it. If it happens, you've got to think fast, tie off the limb if you can, and warn anyone with you, so they're not caught off guard. But don't assume every mark is a bite. Scars, burns, or old wounds can look bad but be harmless. Check twice. Before you panic, here's your checklist to carry with you. 1. Lock down your shelter before the sun sets. 2. Keep enough water and food for 3 days. No more, no less. 3. Quiet noise is your enemy. 4. Trust that gut feeling. It's kept you alive this long. I know every day out there feels like a war. Every night like a test you might not pass. But you're tougher than you know. You've made it through horrors most couldn't, and you're still here, still human. That's not luck, that's you. Keep moving, keep fighting, and know that Haven 12 is out here, cheering you on. We're in this together, no matter how many miles lie between us. Hold tight, survivors, and don't give up. Hey there, it's Clara, coming to you from Haven 12. I wish I could kick this off with some good news, but things here are rough, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We're hanging on, but the truth is staring us in the face. Surviving isn't just about keeping the shamblers out or patching up our walls. It's about keeping life going inside this place, and right now, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel for what we need to stay alive. We're running out of the basics, and it's got us all on edge, wondering how much longer we can stretch what's left. The biggest problem is water. We've been pulling from a little stream nearby, hidden underground, but it's gone bad. Tests showed it's full of stuff that'll make you sick, so we've had to ditch it. Now we're down to the last of our bottled water, the stuff we've scavenged from old stores and houses. Every day, we count the bottles, rationing sips like they're gold. But those bottles are disappearing fast, and without water, we're done no ifs, ands, or buts. It's not just a worry. It's a clock ticking down, food's another knife in our side. We've got a few garden patches where we've been trying to grow carrots, beans, anything to keep us fed. But the soil's weak, and the sunlight barely sneaks past our high walls, so the plants are struggling. What we get isn't nearly enough for the 142 people crammed in here. Our stash of canned peaches, dried pasta, and rice is shrinking, and the scavenging teams we send out are coming back, with less and less. The towns nearby have been picked over, shelves empty, pantries bare. We're starting to talk about heading farther out, but that means longer trips, more shamblers, and bigger risks. Every time we send folks out, we're rolling the dice, and we all feel it. Medicine's the worst of all. Our medical team is incredible, patching up cuts and fevers with whatever they can scrape together, herbs, oiled rags, you name it. But there's only so much you can do without the real stuff. We're out of antibiotics, painkillers, even basic antiseptics. A scraped knee could turn deadly if it gets infected, and we've got nothing to stop it. The team's still fighting, still trying, but they're running on fumes. Every time someone comes to them with a cough or a wound, you can see the worry in their eyes, knowing they might not have what it takes to pull them through. This isn't just Haven 12's problem, it's everywhere. You're probably feeling the same pinch, whether you're hiding in an attic or trekking through the wild. Survival's not just about locking the doors tight. It's about having enough to keep your body and soul together. We built this place to be a safe haven, a spot where people could lean on each other, but we're learning it takes more than walls. It takes teamwork, sharing what we've got, and building something bigger than ourselves. That's why I'm putting out this call to anyone who can hear me. If you've got anything, water filters, seeds, a can of soup, a single bandage, we need it. We're not begging for handouts. We're offering a deal. Bring what you can to Haven 12, and you'll get a place to rest, walls to protect you, and people who'll have your back. We'll share what we've got, whether it's a warm meal or a safe bed. If you're too far to make the trip but have stuff to spare, let's figure out a way to meet in the middle. We can set up drop points and safe spots where our scouts can pick up supplies without anyone getting hurt. All it takes is a quick message back to us. Tell us where you are, what you can share, and we'll make it work. Picture this: one group with a water purifier, another with a sack of seeds, someone else with a bottle of pills from a rated clinic. If we pool it all together, we're not just scraping by, we're building a future. It's a big dream, maybe. Even a crazy one, but it's worth chasing. Alone, we're just holding on. Together, we're something those shamblers can't touch. We've seen this work before. A few weeks back, another group not far from here heard one of our broadcasts. They showed up with a crate of canned corn and some dried apples. Not a lot, but enough to keep our kids from going hungry. In return, we shared some of our tricks for rigging traps and a map of safe routes we'd scouted. Since then, we've kept in touch, swapping tips and stories. It's not just stuff, it's a connection, a reminder that we're all in this. That one act of trust saved lives and gave us hope we could do this again, bigger. But I get it, trust is hard. This world's taught us to watch our backs, to expect a knife from anyone who gets too close. Maybe you've been burned before, robbed or worse by people you thought you could count on. It's natural to want to keep your walls up, to hold tight to what's yours. But we can't let fear win. Those shamblers don't care who you are. They're coming for all of us. The only way we beat them is by standing shoulder to shoulder, sharing the load, rebuilding what we've lost. We've got to believe in each other, even if it's scary, even if it's hard, if you're out there, staring at your last crust of bread, filtering dirty water through a sock, or watching someone you love fade because you can't find medicine. I see you. You're carrying the same weight we are, fighting the same fight. You're not alone, not as long as this signal's reaching you. We're here, struggling but stubborn, and we're ready to link arms with you. So keep going, keep scavenging, keep hoping. If you can, reach out. Together, we'll find a way to make it through not just for today, but for all the days we've still got coming. This is Clara, back on the air from Haven 12, reaching out to you wherever you're holding on. The world's a brutal place now. No question, every day feels like a fight just to breathe. But that fight, that struggle, it's not the end of us. There's power in reaching out, in linking up with others to share the weight. We're not just surviving to keep our hearts beating. We're surviving to keep what makes us human alive. Let me pass on some tricks we've picked up here, hoping they might give you an edge out there, and then I'm going to ask for your help. Because we're all in this together, for water, we've been tinkering with a setup that's been a game changer when our main source went bad. We've built solar stills, nothing fancy, just a sheet of plastic stretched over a hole in the ground. With a cup in the middle. The sun heats up the dirt, pulls out the moisture, and it drips clean into the cup. It's slow, only giving us a few sips a day, but it's something when you've got nothing else. If you're near a pond or even damp soil, give it a try. Dig a shallow pit, cover it tight, and let the sun do the work. It's not a river, but it kept us going when the bottles ran low. When it comes to food, we've learned to focus on what grows fast and doesn't need much fuss. Beans, peas, and greens like spinach are our go-tos. They don't need perfect soil, and you can harvest them in weeks, not months. If you've got a corner of dirt, even in a busted pot, plant something. Scatter seeds and keep them damp. We've got kids here who check the plants every morning. It's not just food, it's hope. If you're scavenging, look for overlooked spots like a Physophore medicine. When the shelves are empty, we've had to get creative. Nature's got some answers if you know where to look. Garlic cloves, mashed up, can fight infections if you rub it on a cut. Aloe vera, the gooey stuff inside the leaves, soothes burns and scrapes. Willow bark, chewed or boiled into a tea, can dull pain like aspirin. These aren't miracles, but they're better than nothing. Learn what grows around you. Grab an old plant guide if you find one. Just be dead sure you've got the right plant. Guessing wrong can make you sick or worse. These tricks help, but they're not enough on their own. That's why I'm putting out this plea, loud and clear. If you've got anything to share, water purifiers, a handful of seeds, a bottle of pills, even just knowledge we need it, you're not just helping Haven 12. You're helping keep humanity going. This isn't charity. It's a trade. Bring what you've got, and we'll give you a safe place, food if we've got it, and people who'll stand by you. If you can't make the trip, let's set up a drop point. Tell us what you can spare, and we'll send a team to grab it, keeping it safe for everyone. Your skills, your ideas, they're as good as gold. Speak up, because every bit you give could be the difference between someone seeing tomorrow or not. To everyone listening, let me remind you what this is all about. Surviving isn't just dodging shamblers or finding the next meal. It's about holding on to something bigger. Your heart, your hope, the spark that makes you you. The world's taken so much, ripped away people we love, places we called home. But it can't take who we are unless we let it. Every time you help someone, share a can of food, or even just listen to someone's story, you're keeping that spark alive. That's hope, and it's stronger than any shambler. This is our chance to rebuild, to show the darkness we're still here, still shining. We can't do it alone, though. Will you stand with us? The airwaves are open, and I want to hear from you. Your fights, your fears, your wins. Every word you send ties us together, makes this world feel a little less broken. Let's start with a note we found at one of our drop points. It's from Sarah, out in Millbrook. She says, me and my partner Tom, we've been holed up in an old community center for a month. The shamblers are thick out here, and our supplies are almost gone. Our son, Jamie, he's only 6, and he's getting so thin it scares me. We've heard about Haven 12, and we're trying to get to you, but the streets are crawling. I don't know if we can make it. Sarah, you're not alone, and you're tougher than you feel right now. That community center's a good spot. Those places are built solidly, with high windows and heavy doors. Use any lookout spots, like a roof or upper floor, to keep an eye on what's moving outside. For your trip, plan it tight. Skip the main roads. They're shambler central, and some people out there aren't friendly. Stick to back alleys, tree lines, anything that hides you. Pack light just water, a bit of food, and something to keep Jamie warm. Move at first light when the shamblers are sluggish. You've kept your family alive this long, Sarah. You've got the strength to get here, and we'll be waiting with open arms. Next, we got a call earlier from Javier out in Crestview. He says there's 10 of us here, but we got hit hard. Last night, shamblers broke through our fence. We fought them off, but we lost 2 friends and my sister Carla. I keep asking myself why I'm still fighting. Javier, I feel the weight of your words, and I'm so sorry for Carla and your friends. Losing them hurts like nothing else, and it's okay to feel lost right now. But you're still here, and that's not an accident. Carla's love, her fight. It's part of you. You're carrying her with you, and the best way to honor her is to keep your group safe. Lean on them, share the pain, share the work. They're hurting too, and they need you, even if you don't feel strong. Take it one step at a time, and you'll find a reason to keep going. Then there's a message from Leela, up in the hills. She says, I've been out here alone since this all started, living off what I can hunt or pick. Your broadcast is my lifeline. It reminds me there's still good out there. If anyone needs tips on surviving in the wild, I've got plenty to share. Leela, you're a rock star, thriving out there like that. Your voice is a gift to us all, and we'd love to hear your tricks on how you find food, stay hidden, keep your head straight. Drop us another message, and let's spread that knowledge. You're proof we can make it, no matter how tough it gets. Keep sending your stories, your questions, anything you've got. Together, we'll face this mess, one voice at a time. Stay strong, survivors, and don't let go. Hey, it's Clara. Back on the air from Haven 12, reaching out to whoever's catching the signal. Your stories, your voices, they're like sparks in the dark, keeping us all going. Let's start with someone like Elena, out there in the mountains, living off the land. Her know-how is a lifeline for anyone stuck in the wild. If you're out there, surrounded by trees, and not much else, listen up. Learning what's safe to eat dandelions, wild onions, and even pine needles can keep you going if you know how to use them. Set simple traps for rabbits or squirrels. A loop of wire or a heavy rock can mean dinner. Build a shelter with branches. And leaves, something tight to keep the wind out. And at night, keep a small fire burning. It scares off animals and shamblers alike. Elena's proof you can make it alone, but her reaching out shows she knows we're stronger together. Then there's Daniel, out on the city's edge, who found a scared kid in a wrecked building and didn't walk away. He and his wife took that. Boyan gave him food, a blanket, and a chance. Daniel says it's the first time in forever they felt alive, not just scraping by. That kind of heart, it's what makes us human, what those shamblers can never touch. Every time you share a crust of bread, patch up a stranger's wound, or just listen to someone who's hurting, you're pushing back against this broken world. You're reminding us all why we keep fighting, why we don't give up, but not every story's a warm one. Raj, out in the industrial zone, got hit hard. A gang of scavengers rolled through, stole their food, their tools, everything that kept them safe. Worse, they left Raj's group shaken, feeling like the world's nothing but a trap. But here's the thing: Raj and his crew didn't quit. They picked up the pieces, started over with nothing but grit. They're still out there, still breathing, still fighting. If you're listening and you've been knocked down, maybe someone betrayed you, took what was yours, or left you feeling like you can't trust Raj's voice again, you can rebuild. You can stand up. It's not easy, but it's possible, and you're not the only one trying. Then there's Maya, just 14, listening with her dad. She's seen the same horrors we all have, but she's still got this spark, this belief that being brave and smart is enough. She's right, you know. The world's terrifying, but kids like Maya remind us it's not the end. Her hope is like a fire we all need to keep burning. To every young person out there, hiding in basements or running through the dark, you're not just surviving, you're the reason we're building something better. Your courage gives us a reason to keep going, to make sure there's a world left for you, and to the person who wrote without a name, who's lost everything, home, family, friends. He feel you. The weight of that loss can make every step feel pointless. But you're still here, still tuning in, still holding on. That's not nothing. Your pain, your fight, it's part of this bigger thing we're all carrying. You're not alone, not as long as my voice is reaching you. Every message, every story, it's a thread tying us together, making us stronger than we'd be apart. Your voice is Elena's, Daniel's, Raj's, Maya's, and that anonymous writer's. They're why I'm here, talking into this mic night after night. Keep sending your stories, your struggles, your wins, no matter how small. They matter. They remind us we're not just a bunch of people hiding from shamblers. We're a community, even if we're scattered across miles. So grab a pencil, whisper into a radio, or leave a note at a drop point. Tell us who you are, what you're facing. We're listening, and we're stronger because of you. Now I've got to level with you. Things at Haven 12 are getting shaky, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. The safety we've fought for, the walls we've built, they're not as solid as we thought. Something's changing out there, and it's got us all on edge. Over the last couple of days, our scouts have come back with stories that don't sit right. The shamblers, those mindless things we've learned to outsmart, aren't acting the way they used to. They've always been predictable, drawn to noise, chasing movement, stumbling toward anything that catches their eye. But now, it's different, and it's scaring the hell out of us. 3 nights back, one of our teams was watching the east side of the compound, where the trees thin out. They spotted a pack of shamblers in the distance, just standing there, not moving. At first, they figured it was normal. Sometimes those things go still when there's nothing to chase. But the longer they watched, the weirder it got. The shamblers weren't just standing. They were spread out like they were guarding something, blocking the path we used to send out scavengers. It wasn't random. It felt planned, like they were waiting for us to make a move. Our team stayed quiet, didn't dare get closer, but they said it sent a chill down their spines. These things aren't supposed to think, but that's what it looked like. We're not sure what's going on, but it's not just a one-time thing. Another patrol saw something similar yesterday, near the old highway. A group of shamblers lined up, not charging or groaning, just holding their ground. It's like they're testing us, or worse, like something's guiding them. We've faced hordes before, but this feels new, and it's got us double-checking our gates, sharpening our spears, and wondering what's coming next. We're not giving up, but we're bracing for something big. To everyone out there, I know you're facing your own battles. Maybe it's shamblers, maybe it's hunger, maybe it's just the weight of another day. But your stories, your strength, they're what keep us going here at Haven 12. Keep fighting, keep reaching out, and if you can, make your way to us. We'll stand together, no matter what's coming. Stay sharp, stay human, and keep the faith. We're in this with you, hey. It's Clara, still here at Haven 12, talking to you through the crackle of this radio. I wish I could say things are looking up, but the truth is, we're in deep trouble, and it's not just us. Something's shifting out there, and it's making survival a whole lot scarier. Let me walk you through what's been happening, because you need to know what we're all up against. A few nights ago, our scouts on the east side saw something that still got us rattled. A group of shamblers was out there, just beyond the tree line, not moving, not groaning, just standing like statues. We've seen them go still before when there's no noise to chase, but this was different. They were spread out in a line, like they were guarding the path we use for scavenging runs. No one made a sound, but all of a sudden, they started walking toward our walls slowly, steady, like they knew exactly where they were going. It wasn't the usual stumble. It felt like they had a purpose. Our team held their ground, and the shamblers didn't make it close, but it shook us. We're hearing the same from other groups out there, whispers of shamblers acting strange, moving like they're planning something. It could be a fluke, but it's happening too often to ignore. If these things are starting to think, even a little, everything we've learned about dodging them, outsmarting them, it's all got to change. We're facing something new, and it's got us questioning how long we can hold out. Then there's the West Outpost, a spot we've been telling folks about for months. It was a safe haven for travelers heading our way, a sturdy little fort with tough folks guarding it. 2 days ago, we lost contact. No response, no signal, nothing. We sent a team to check, and what they found hit us like a punch. The outpost is gone, overrun by shamblers. The walls were smashed, the defenders nowhere to be seen. It's not just a lost base, it's a wound. That place was a beacon, a promise that you could rest before making the final push to Haven 12. Now, it's a graveyard, and it's got everyone here feeling the weight. If a place that's strong could fall, what does that mean for us? We're still standing, but we're not kidding ourselves. No wall is unbreakable. No plan is foolproof. Last night, the shamblers came at us again, hitting the east wall, the same spot they've been testing for weeks. This time, there were more of them, moving faster, hitting harder. We fought them off, spears and arrows flying, but it wasn't easy. The walls cracked in places, barely holding together, and we're scrambling to patch it with whatever we can find. Old boards, scrap metal, anything. We had to pull people from other jobs, like tending the gardens or purifying water, just to keep the perimeter secure. That leaves us exposed, stretched thin, and every choice feels like a gamble. We're pouring everything into keeping those walls up, but it's like trying to hold water in your hands. It's slipping away, and it's not just the shamblers. Yesterday, one of our scavenging teams ran into trouble, not from the dead, but from the living. About 4 miles out, they spotted a group of raiders armed, organized, and mean. These aren't desperate folks looking for a can of beans. They're predators taking what they want and leaving bodies behind. We think they're the ones hitting smaller groups nearby, stealing supplies and worse. Our team got away, but it was close, and now we're looking over our shoulders for more than just shamblers. Between the dead and these human monsters, we're caught in a vice, and it's forcing us to rethink everything. We're doubling our patrols, locking down the compound tighter, and bracing for a fight, whether it's against a horde or a gang. We have to be ready, if you're out there, listening from a hiding spot or a camp of your own. Hear this, the world's getting meaner. These new shambler behaviors, these raiders, they're changing the game. Keep your eyes sharp for anything odd, like shamblers moving in patterns or standing too still. And if you cross paths with other survivors, don't let your guard down. Some folks are good, but others will smile while they slide a knife in your back. Stay hidden, stay quiet, and always have a way out. Now, the big question, is Haven 12 still safe? For now, yeah, we're holding on. Our walls are battered but standing. Our people are tired but fighting. But I'm not going to lie, it's shaky. Every day feels like we're one bad break away from trouble. Our crew's working non-stop, hammering planks into the walls, piling up stones to reinforce weak spots. Scouts are out there, mapping fallback spots in case we have to run. The council's burning the midnight oil, arguing over how to stretch our food, where to send the next scavenging team, and how to keep everyone from cracking under the pressure. We're doing everything we can, but time's not on our side. If you've been thinking about coming to Haven 12, don't wait. The roads are still open, but they're getting dicier by the day. Pack what you can. Water, food, medicine, and move. Fast. Every hour you delay, the path gets rougher. If you're too far to make it, look at your own setup with new eyes. Check your fences, your doors, your escape routes. Ask yourself, could this hold against shamblers that don't just charge? But plan, double down on staying unseen. Cover your tracks, kill your lights, keep your voice low. And no matter what, always have a backup plan, a place to run if the worst comes knocking. To everyone out there, I know you're fighting your own battles, maybe against shamblers, maybe against hunger, maybe against the fear that you can't. Keep going. But you're not alone. Haven 12 is still here, still broadcasting, still believing in you. Keep moving, keep surviving, and if you can, reach out. Together, we've got a shot at making it through this, no matter how dark it gets. Hey there, it's Clara, coming to you from Haven 12, holding on through the static to reach you. I've got a message that came in just a few hours ago, and it's one that hits close to home. It's from Sam out in Greenville. He says the shamblers in his area are acting strange too, moving together like they're hunting as a pack. It's enough to make your blood run cold, but Sam's group isn't curling up in fear. They're using it as a kick-in-the-pants building. Traps, stacking supplies, drilling everyone on what to do if things go south. Sam, your grit is something else. You're staring down the same nightmare we are, and you're not backing off. Your words remind us all that fear's real, but it doesn't have to win. It can light a fire under us, push us to get smarter, tougher, ready for whatever's coming. To everyone listening, take a page from Sam's book. Use this moment to shore up your defenses, check your plans, and keep your eyes open. We're all in this, and knowing you're out there, fighting the same fight, keeps us going. The road ahead is a blurry mess, full of questions we can't answer yet. These shamblers acting like they've got a plan, the raiders creeping closer. The supplies running thin, it's a lot. But one thing's crystal clear, we don't quit. The world's changing, throwing new curves at us, but we can change too. We can adapt, learn, fight harder. So wherever you are, take a second. Breathe. Deep, let it out slow. You've made it through days that would have broken most, and that's not luck, that's you. You're tougher than you feel right now, and you're not alone. We're all carrying the same weight, and we're carrying it together, let me tell. You're about someone here at Haven 12, someone who shows us what it means to keep going. Her name's Lena, and before everything went to hell, she was a librarian, spending her days helping kids find books, teaching them how to love stories and ideas. When the outbreak hit, Lena didn't freeze. She found a group of kids scared, alone, their families gone, and she got them to Haven 12. Back then, we were barely a community, just a handful of folks trying to keep the shamblers out, scraping by on whatever we could find. Taking in more people, especially kids, seemed like a stretch we couldn't afford. But Lena didn't see it that way. She saw those kids as a reason to fight, not a burden. She started a little school right here in the compound, teaching with whatever she could scrounge bits of chalk, torn pages from old magazines, even sticks to scratch letters in the dirt. She taught them to read, to count, to think, but more than that, she gave them something to hold on to. She reminded them they were still kids, not just survivors. And it wasn't just the kids she helped. Watching her, the rest of us started to remember who we were, why we were fighting. Lena faced every hurdle with this quiet fire like nothing could shake her. Today, those kids she saved are some of our best hands. They're out there weeding the gardens, fixing broken tools, even teaching the younger ones what Lena taught them. They're proof that one person's stubborn hope can change everything. Lena's not just surviving, she's building, and she's showing us all how to do the same. Stories like Lena's aren't just nice to hear, they're a call to action. Hope isn't something you wait for. It's something you make. It's in the way you share a meal with someone hungrier than you, the way you patch up a stranger's wound, the way you keep moving even when your heart's heavy. Every time you choose to keep going, you're choosing hope, and that's what keeps us human, what those shamblers will never understand. Here's another story, one about what we can do when we pull together. A couple of weeks back, our scavenging team came back with a tip. A guy was trapped in an old warehouse a few miles out, surrounded by shamblers. The place was crawling, walls barely holding, and getting him out looked like a long shot. But we didn't walk away. Folks here at Haven 12 started talking, planning, pooling what we had. We scraped together a rescue team, some of our best fighters, a couple of scouts who knew the area, even a kid who'd rigged traps before. They mapped out a plan, grabbed what weapons we could spare, and went for it. It wasn't smooth. Shamblers came at them from every angle, and one of our team took a bad fall, but they got him out. His name's Theo, and he'd been holed up in that warehouse for weeks, living on rainwater and crumbs, dodging shamblers by the skin of his teeth. When he stumbled into Haven 12, he just stared like he couldn't believe a place like this. existed. He saw people working together, sharing what little we had, refusing to leave anyone behind. That rescue wasn't just about saving one guy, it was about proving we're still here, still fighting for each other. To everyone out there, feeling like the world's too heavy, like you're one step from breaking, listen close. You're not carrying this alone. We're all scared, all tired, all grieving something. But we're in this together, and that's our strength. Maybe you're fighting for the person next to you, or the memory of someone you lost, or just the idea that one day we'll have something better than this. Whatever it is, hold on to it. It's your reason to keep going. And it's enough. Stay sharp, stay connected, and keep fighting. Haven 12 is still here, and we're not giving up. Send us your stories, your plans, your fears. We're listening. 2. Together, we'll face whatever's coming, and we'll come out stronger. Keep the faith, survivors, and don't let the dark win. Hey, it's Clara, broadcasting from Haven 12. My voice cutting through the static to find you, wherever you are. Let's talk about Theo, the guy we pulled out of that warehouse a while back. He's a carpenter, and let me tell you, he's become a cornerstone here. Every day, he's out there with a hammer and scavenged nails, shoring up our walls, patching the cracks the shamblers keep trying to tear open. His hands are calloused, his eyes tired, but there's this fire in him, this gratitude for the chance we gave him. He's not just fixing boards, he's building trust, showing us that even in the worst times, a stranger can become family. Theo's story is a reminder that no matter how alone you feel, there's a place for you, a hand reaching out. You just have to grab it. If you're out there by yourself, I know how heavy that can be. Loneliness is like a stone on your chest, making every breath a fight, every thought a struggle. It can choke out hope, make you wonder if there's any point in going on. But listen, you're not forgotten. This broadcast, these words, they're for you. They're proof that someone's thinking of you, cheering for you, believing you've got what it takes to keep moving. Hold on to that. Let it be a spark in the dark. And if you need something solid to cling to, think about the wins you've racked up, no matter how small. Maybe you found a safe spot to sleep, outsmarted a shambler, or just opened your eyes to another morning. Those aren't little things, they're battles you've won, proof you're tougher than the world trying to break you. Celebrate them. They're yours. I want to share something from one of our elders here, a guy named Amos. He's seen it all, wars, heartbreak, and now this mess of an apocalypse. But Amos is like a lighthouse, steady and bright, no matter how rough the storm. He's got this saying that sticks with me: the world doesn't die when it cracks. It dies when we stop patching it up. Think about that. As long as we're still fighting, still trying to make things better, the world's still kicking. It's broken, sure, but we're the ones with the glue, the ones who can piece it back together, bit by bit. Amos's words aren't just pretty. They're a call to keep going, to keep building, to keep believing we can make something out of this wreckage. If you're listening and feeling like the fear's too much, like the weight of it all is crushing you, hear me out. You're stronger than you know. You've clawed your way through days that would have stopped most people cold. That's not a chance, that's you. The road's rough, and I won't pretend it's not, but you don't have to walk it alone. This broadcast is your lifeline, tying you to Haven 12, to every other survivor out there fighting the same fight. Hope isn't just wishing for a better day, it's making one. It's the choice to keep moving, to help the person next to you, to share what little you've got. It's the strength you give and the strength you get back. Together, we're unstoppable, not because we're fearless, But because we're in this as one as we wind down this broadcast, let's take a moment to sit with everything we've talked about. The world outside is a graveyard of what used to be cities gone quiet, homes turned to rubble, lives we'll never get back. But it's also a mirror, showing us what we're made of, what we're still fighting for. Every day we keep going. Every time we refuse to give up, we're proving humanity's not done. So let's go over the big stuff from today, because knowledge is power, and we need every bit of it. First, the shamblers aren't what they used to be. They're not just stumbling around anymore. Our scouts have seen them doing things that make your skin crawl, standing in formation, blocking paths, moving like they've got a plan. It's not a one-off. Other groups are reporting the same. These things are starting to act like they're thinking, and that changes everything. We can't just rely on old tricks like luring them with noise or slipping past in the dark. We've got to rethink how we move, how we fight, how we survive. It's terrifying, but it's also a challenge, and we're not backing down. Then there's the West Outpost, the one we lost. It was a safe spot for folks heading our way, a place to catch your breath before the final stretch to Haven 12. 2 days ago, it went silent. Our team went to check and found nothing but wreckage, walls torn down, no sign of the people who held it. The shamblers got through, and they didn't just wander in, they overwhelmed it. Losing that outpost isn't just about territory. It's a gut check. It was a symbol of hope, proof we could carve out safe places. Now it's gone, and it's got us all looking at our own walls, wondering how long they'll hold. It's a reminder, no place is untouchable, and we've got to stay sharp. Here at Haven 12, we're feeling the pressure. The east wall took another beating last night, a big pack of shamblers slamming into it like they meant to break it. We pushed them back, but it cost us. The walls sagging, held together with spit and prayers, and we're throwing every scrap of wood and metal we've got into fixing it. We've had to pull folks off other jobs, cooking, scavenging, teaching the kids just to keep the perimeter secure. It's leaving us thin, exposed, and every choice feels like a risk. We're fighting to keep this place standing, but it's a race against time, and we're running out of track.to everyone out there. Whether you're hiding in a basement or moving through the wild, you're part of this. The world's getting uglier, with shamblers acting smart and raiders prowling closer, but we're not done. You're not done. Take a page from Theo, from Amos, from every survivor who's still standing. Celebrate your wins, lean on your hope, and keep fighting. If you're thinking about coming to Haven 12, don't wait. The roads are still open, but they won't be forever. Bring what you can, but most importantly, bring yourself. If you can't make it, batten down where you are. Check your defenses. Hide your tracks, and always have a way out. We're all in this, and every one of us makes the whole stronger. Stay human, stay hopeful, and keep the faith. Haven 12 is still here, still broadcasting, still believing in you. Send us your stories, your fears, your plans we're listening to. Together, we'll face the dark and come out shining. Until next time, keep fighting, survivors. Hey, it's Clara, coming to you live from Haven 12, my voice pushing through the static to reach you wherever you're holding on. The world out there's getting meaner by the day, and I'm not going to pretend it's anything less than a fight for survival. Whether it's shamblers moving like they've got a plan, raiders stealing what little you've got, or just the grind of finding enough water to make it through tomorrow, the dangers are piling up. Stay sharp, move smart, and always have a way out. Keep a bag packed, a path in mind, a place to run if the worst comes knocking. You're not just surviving, You're outwitting a world that's trying to break you. Let's talk about what keeps us alive out here. It's the basics. A safe place to sleep, staying off the radar, and making sure you've got water, food, and medicine. We've talked about this before, but it's worth repeating. Check your shelter for weak spots, move quietly to avoid trouble, and prioritize what keeps your body going. But survival's more than just you against the world. It's about leaning on each other, sharing what we've got. That call we put out for help, it's working. People like you are stepping up, risking their necks to send us a bottle of water, a can of beans, a bandage. That's not just supplies, that's hope proof. That we're still human, still fighting for each other. Your courage, your heart, it's what makes me believe we can do this. Your stories are the heartbeat of this broadcast. Lena, teaching kids to read with nothing but chalk and grit, showing us that even in the dark, we can build something bright. Theo, hammering nails into our walls, turning his second chance into strength for all of us. Sam, out in Greenville, facing down shamblers that hunt like wolves and still building traps to keep his people safe. These aren't just tales, they're proof that no matter how bad it gets, there's light in us, in the way we keep going, in the small wins we claw out of the chaos. And then there's Amos, our elder, with his words that cut through the noise. The world doesn't die when it cracks. It dies when we stop patching it up. As long as we're still trying, still fighting, still caring, the world's still ours. We're the ones who decide what comes next. Before I wrap this up, I want to talk straight to anyone feeling like the weight's too much. Survival isn't just about dodging shamblers or filling your belly. It's about finding something worth living for. Maybe it's the person you're protecting, a memory of a better day, or just the stubborn hope that tomorrow might be different. Grab that reason and hold it tight. It's your anchor, the thing that'll pull you through when the nights are long and the fears screaming in your head. To the folks tuning in for the first time, welcome. You're part of this now, part of the fight. To everyone who's been with us, listening through the crackle, thank you. Your strength, your refusal to give up, it's what keeps this signal alive, what keeps us all connected. Keep your ears on for our next broadcast. The world's shifting fast, shamblers acting smarter, safe spots falling, raiders closing in, and knowing what's out there is how we stay one step ahead. This signal is your tether to the bigger picture, to the people out there fighting the same fight. We'll keep sharing updates, stories, and tricks to keep you alive, because together we're tougher than the worst this world can throw at us. But hold on, something's not right. Did you hear that? There's a noise outside the broadcast shack, like footsteps crunching on gravel. The perimeter lights just flickered, and that's not good. Our generator's been coughing lately, so it could just be a glitch, but no, that's definitely something moving out there. I can't see anything yet, but my gut is telling me to be ready. Survivors, if this signal cuts out, don't lose hope. It just means I'm moving to a safer spot. Stay locked on this frequency. I'll be back as soon as I can. Whatever's out there, we're not done, not by a long shot. Stay safe, stay sharp, and keep fighting. Haven 12 is still here, and so are you.